Here is a restring tutorial. I line up all of my holes so they're going this way. That makes the string easy to pass through. We start with the low E first. Some of this stuff is just habit, it doesn't really matter. Pull it all the way through. For the low E string, which is the thickest, I go one tuning post, maybe a little bit more depending on how far the tuning posts are around. Then I wrap it around once on top. Okay, you see the strings going underneath of that wrap, and then I pull this up. Yeet. And then I start wrapping, and it's going, the string is wrapping around, it's coming around the right side on the left side of the tuners. I don't know if that makes sense. That probably doesn't make sense. But you see. So if you see here, the string should come, this is important. The string should come around this way, okay? And then if you look at the coil, that first wrap went on top, and then the other wraps went underneath. And the last wrap is the bottom wrap that comes out from underneath of the string and goes towards the nut. It creates the proper string angle over top of the nut so it's nice and tight. So now I'm going to do the rest. And I kind of gently trim these. I don't trim them all the way in case I make a mistake, but and then for whatever reason, I go to the treble side all the way through. Treble side, two tuners, so all the way at the top. Wrap around the top, going to the inside. And then I go underneath of where the string pulls out, and I keep wrapping, keeping nice tension where my fingers are towards the tuning post. And I put a bunch of wraps on the high E and the high B, and for that matter, the G as well. The G needs a little bit more string break angle. Trim that off just loosely. I'll trim them off more closely
at the very, very end. So this one, you'll have to imagine where that third tuning post is. And as the string gets thicker, I may just come in a little bit closer. Same technique for every single one. One wrap on top, the other wraps underneath. Making sure nothing gets overlapped and they all stack nice and neat, like a perfectly wrapped hose. This just prevents me from getting poked in the eyeball. Don't ask me how I know. And the G string, again, you have to imagine where the posts are. And you get better at this the more you do it. Now the strings are starting to get thicker, so you might not be able to do as many wraps. It's nice to have a good amount of wraps on the G and the D because it's so far back, you want to make sure it has that good string break angle.
And I make sure I keep tight pressure on there while I'm stringing. That helps stretch the string out. And when I come to the bass side, I go back to the A. This literally is just, I have no idea why I do it in this order. You can probably do it in any order you want. These tuners are kind of far apart, so I probably only need one, maybe a little bit more on that A. Again, around top. If you get too many reps, if you get too much distance on these thicker strings, and I'm putting a lot of pressure here, this helps stretch that string out across the tuning post. Nice little kink there when I pull. And then the last one is always the D for me, because I am obsessive for no reason. One string tuner post and a little bit more. All right, and remember, you're always wrapping to the inside of the peg head. And nice tight pressure while you're tuning, while you're tightening. All right, and then I give my strings a bunch of pulls. And then I give the strings a bunch of pulls like this. Stretch, 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 stretch. I need a cameraman. Camera person. I need a camera person. Kids need to quit school so they can be my camera person. All right, stretch, 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 stretch. And just for funsies, after I tune the whole guitar like that, I go back just to see how much the string's stretched. And it's stretched about a quarter of a note low. Another little stretch. I don't like pushing back behind the nut on these guys because I feel like it might create kinks. If anything, if I feel the need, I will do this a little bit, and I pull it up out of the string slot, the nut slot, and then help stretch that string behind the nut. And that stretching made it a half step low on most strings. And I found that different string manufacturers have different like stretchiness. I found that Stringjoy hardly has any stretch after you put everything on. Diodario has the most stretch. All right, 3 times on the stretching, and basically keep stretching until you get a negligible difference, which is about 3 times. Just to show you what the string head, the peg head looks like. So all of the wraps going towards the center of the headstock, and all of the wraps have one wrap on top of the string and then the rest of the wraps underneath. The E string has about 3.5 on the A, about 4 on the D string, 4.5. Should be about 5 on the G, and then I don't know how many on the E or the B, but that's about what it looks like. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and it's restring your guitar a lot, and you'll get the hang of it.